Man shot near church in St. Elizabeth. A man was shot near a church in St. Elizabeth early Monday morning. It is reported that about 2:45, the man was walking in the vicinity of the Prospect New Testament Church when he was attacked by armed assailants. He was shot by his attackers who fled. He was assisted to hospital for treatment. The Newmarket police are probing the incident. Trelawney records first road fatality. The Trelawney Police Division recorded its first road fatality of the year after St. Mary died following a motor vehicle crash in the parish Monday. The deceased has been identified as 32-year-old contractor Kemar Brown of Harmony Hall, Highgate, St. Mary. Reports are that about 7:20, a Mazda motor car driven by Brown was heading towards Montego Bay on the North Coast Highway when, upon reaching Cooper's Pen in Trelawney, the vehicle collided with a white 2020 motor truck which was traveling in the opposite direction. The driver of the motor car sustained serious injuries and was taken to the Falmouth Public General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. It is still not clear if the driver of the truck sustained any physical injury. The Falmouth Traffic Police are investigating. Westmoreland construction worker charged with rape. Police in Westmoreland have charged a man with rape following an incident in Waterwheel Cave in the parish on January 13. 28-year-old construction worker Sheldon Thompson, otherwise called Shillo, of Beggarview Waterwheel, was charged on Monday. The Savannah Lamar police say about 4:30 p.m. on the day of the incident, the complainant was at home by herself when the accused, who is known to her, entered the house. The man reportedly held her down and had sexual intercourse with her against her will before leaving the house. The complainant told a relative about the incident, and the relative later reported it to the police. Thompson was apprehended during a police operation on Monday, after which he was positively identified. The police say he was subsequently charged following a caution statement. His court date is being finalized. Former parliamentarian Phyllis Mitchell has died, PNP pays tribute. The People's National Party is mourning the passing of former parliamentarian Phyllis Mitchell, who died yesterday. The PNP said Mitchell was a dedicated servant of Jamaica and a committed member of the party. She represented the constituency of North East St. Catherine as a member of Parliament and later served as Minister of State in the Ministry of Education and Culture. Her passion for education and public service remains an enduring part of her legacy, stated the PNP. Her contributions to national development and her unwavering commitment to uplifting others will forever be remembered. The party said it will provide additional details regarding arrangements to honor her life and service in due course. We extend our deepest sympathies for her loved ones and all who share in this loss. May they find strength in the legacy she leaves behind. Government working to reopen Otures Crew Terminal by September. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says government is working to ensure that the Otures Cruise Terminal, which was damaged last February, is reopened by the start of the next cruise season in September. Emergency repairs costing some $20 million are underway to rehabilitate the pier, which was hit by a cruise ship during a severe weather event. The $20 million entails consultant fee to design the rehabilitation work on the pier, among other things. Speaking in Parliament, the Prime Minister noted that 2 projects are to take place at the pier. He said the first contract began in December last year and is to end in May, while the second contract is to be awarded in the first week of February and is to end in July. The Prime Minister said the works will significantly boost Jamaica's cruise industry. Government opposition clash over potholes. Sharp exchanges between the government and opposition over who is responsible for the poor and deteriorating state of the country's road marks Tuesday's sitting of Parliament. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness elicited rage from the opposition benches after a lengthy statement in which he provided an update on various multi-billion-dollar road projects across the island, and during which he repeatedly boasted that only the Jamaica Labour Party government could get it done. According to Holness, his government created the fiscal space to get the roads repaired after years of neglect by the opposition People's National Party when it was in office. He also said that the roads have been affected by the impact of climate change. Responding to Holness, opposition leader Mark Golding, who is also PNP president, said the Prime Minister's statement was akin to a budgeted speech and most of what was outlined included in his budget presentation last March and repeated many times since. According to Golden, this speech was a pretense of accepting responsibility for the poor state of the roads, but in reality, seeking to dodge responsibility. To blame the appalling state of the road network in Jamaica today on climate change is totally disingenuous. The reality is that there has been an absence of any proper road maintenance policy for years, and you have been in office for 9 years, so you have superintended 9 years of neglect over the maintenance of Jamaica's road network, for which the people are holding you accountable now, Golden told Holness. Golden said there used to be a road maintenance fund under a previous PNP government, but it was ended by the JLP. He said Jamaica has had decades of major road projects, but very little by way of road maintenance. What bothers me about your approach is that it's going to continue into the future if you are allowed to continue in government. There will be inadequate maintenance as a permanent feature of your government regime because you continue to be fixated on major road projects because of the collateral benefit that flows from those projects, of which we are all aware Golden charged. But road maintenance, which is what the people want to see, the interior roads, the community roads, even the scheme roads, which you say the government is not responsible for, you can't shirk responsibility for scheme roads, added Golden. Despite being shut down by government members and interrupted at any point for order, Golden continued. This idea that climate change caused the bad roads in Jamaica mashed down that lie. It has nothing to do with it. We have had heavy rains in January in Jamaica for years. Climate change is a reality and is coming at us, but to blame the poor state of the road network on the country's climate change is a farce, and the people of Jamaica holding you accountable for it, and you're trying to pretend as if the PNP is responsible for it when you've been in power for 9 years, Golden added. To say climate change is responsible for all the potholes in the country is absolute nonsense, and the people don't believe it and don't accept it, and you're going to pay the consequences for it politically in the months to come, Golden added. Responding, Holness said the JLP got rid of the road maintenance fund because it was costly to maintain. He also pointed out that the funds were raised from a special tax on fuel and were never enough for the first place. In other words, even with the existence of the Road Maintenance Fund, Jamaica's roads in 2015, 2014, 2013, and 2011 were in no better condition than they are today, stated Holness. The same protest that exists about bad roads then exists now. The truth is that the Road Maintenance Fund had no impact. What makes the impact is not more taxes that you dedicate to a particular cause. What makes an impact is more revenues, from which you can properly allocate, Holness added. He talked to the opposition, saying that when they were in government, all they knew to do was to tax, tax, tax. In comparison, he said his government generates revenues so that we don't have to tax. The Prime Minister insisted, you cannot ignore, that we had the highest level of rainfall in the last 30 years. That is not something to ignore, it is a reality. He also accused the opposition of flip-flopping on climate change. When asked pointedly by opposition spokesperson on Works Michael Phillips, whose responsibility it was to maintain the roads and who was responsible for their current condition, Holness said, the current state of the roads is the responsibility of the government. As I have said in my presentation, we are responsible for the maintenance of the roads. He said the government did not cause Hurricane Beryl, which showered the country with heavy rains last July and destroyed many roads, while causing landslides and breakaways. The heavy rains that we've almost had every week since July into November last year is not the fault of the government. We, however, are responsible and we have control over the public purse, and we have made the necessary allocations to have the roads repaired, the Prime Minister noted. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.